Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new here. Can't believe it's already August. I feel like this year has just flown by. I've also been feeling a little bit of a hot mess with our budget. I feel like we've been spending more than our sinking funds can keep up. A couple things: if you are new here, I do budget bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks. My husband gets paid every other Friday, and as of April of this year, I've also started to work, so I'm also earning a income, so a W-2 income. And so my budget's going to look a little bit different going forward because I will be putting my income on here as well. I only work 10 months, so basically how I work is I only work when the kids have school because I only work during the school year. Another budget change this season of our life is that my husband got injured. Sadly, this time it's his hand. The past couple of years, it's been his foot. He works in a very strenuous job and very physically demanding. So he needs all the body parts to be able to function for work. So there's no light duty in his job. And so right now he is still earning an income just through workers' comp. And I think I've been putting the company name on here, but I'm just going to put paycheck, which really is from a workers' comp company. And starting balance I don't have just yet because I haven't closed out July. It is August 1st, and I close out our budget on, what's today? I close out our budget on the 3rd, and also with my husband's paycheck that he's earning through workers' comp is that it comes in, it's not direct deposited, so it comes in a check. It's actually sitting ready to be deposited, and I usually will do that on Wednesday so that it clears for sure by Friday, because I still like to try to keep the same schedule as well, just because that's what I'm used to, and I don't want to change it because I'm already good at budgeting every other Friday. So that's what we are going to do. So I don't close out our budget until Thursday. We'll start a whole new budget period on Friday the 4th, which I need to put the date on here, August 4th to, and then the next budget period will be on the 18th. So then this budget period will end on the 17th. So August 4 to 17th. So start balance, and I think we don't have cash for sure. We do have to go to the bank and pull out cash though, for an expense that's coming up. But for starting balance, I do like to have a cushion here. So I ideally would like to always have 150 sitting in our account that just gets carried over from paycheck to paycheck, just as a buffer in case anything miscellaneous were to go through that I totally forgot about because it's happened to me in the past. So I just like to keep 150 on there, and I really don't like my account to be getting close to zero because I do budget using the zero-based budgeting methods. So yeah, that's why I have a cushion there. So starting balance, and I believe if I go to my July expenses as of right now, I have $17.31 on there. However, rent still needs to be cleared. I hope it gets cleared before, and that is $13.95. So we'll have $3.36 left. I do need to transfer over a total of, so 13 plus, so $20, because my friends Venmo'd me for some drinks that I paid for, but I don't want to include it in the budget. I just put it on there just so I can see what's exactly in my checking account, but eventually this will disappear and I will just pay. I use my credit card to pay for it, so that will just be gone. But as of right now, this is what would be sitting in our account. So 336 minus the, I would say minus the $20, so 316.41, and I believe nothing else is going to be taken out. We are trying our best to not spend the rest of the week. My husband right now, he's actually grocery shopping right now with the boys, and I forgot to tell him to put it on a card. So hang on one sec. Okay, so he's just doing one final grocery run, and I think that's the only expenses for the rest of the week. We are going to try to eat at home because we've just been eating out like crazy with friends and family and stuff. So we need to try to calm down on that, and I need to get back to meal planning. But anyways, so going back to August, our starting balance ideally would be around, let's see, where's my calculator? So 316. Nothing else is gonna come out. I believe 100 of that, 200 of that is gonna be for for church. It's for my kiddos' first communion registration. It's $100 each, and then I think that's it. So I think it looks like we're going to keep about $100 in there is what it's looking like. So let's just put $100 on there. If it happens to be more, then awesome, but I don't want to overdo it. And yeah, so, and my husband's paycheck or workers' comp check has been consistent at $27.90 and 16 cents. And the thing with his paycheck, it looks like more, but because this happened before when he was on disability, we have to pay for our health insurance that's through work. So we've been paying for health insurance separately. So that has been, we paid for it in July. We also need to pay for August. We haven't mailed that out yet, and it's been, let's see, $281.23. So I learned the first time to make sure to budget for that, because we ended up having to back pay a couple months. I think it was like the $281 and then multiply that by 3 months when my husband was on disability. So trying to do it as that bill comes in. I should probably put that in here, and that needs to be one of the ones that need to go already. So I'm just going to put $285 on there, and if we mail it out, we don't have the stub or the payment, the remittance paper or whatever just yet for the bills. So I don't know if we're going to wait for it or just mail it out. It's been coming in when it's due, which is weird. So I think we're going to mail it out this week. So for sure, it's not going to be taken out until this paycheck period. So I'm just going to put the 4th on here, even though it'll probably be mailed out during the week. I know it took a while. I think it took a couple of days to clear. So it was called insurance premium. I'm going to put health insurance on there, and then so that's $285. And then I'm not going to get a paycheck this budget period. I don't go back to work until August 22nd. I'm just going to put the dates on here already, just so I know. I don't believe I'm going to get a paycheck until September. So the next one will be, so August 18th to the 31st, because then a whole new budget will start up again in September. So I'm just going to put paycheck here. I'm just going to put the company just so I know that it's still a workers' comp check. What else? So I have my little budget master list right in front of me just so I can see it. And what else is next? Rent hopefully clears. If not, then it'll just get carried over, but we already sent our payment, so hopefully it clears before the next budget. I do got to pay for Pay Range on Chase. That is our laundry app, and we typically put $50 per paycheck, or just as needed. I just put $50 at a time. And yeah, so that's due on the 7th, and that's $100. And then our Edison, which is electricity. This one, the dates are weird. I think this one is due on the 12th. It varies from the 11th to the 14th, and I believe the bill is $105. And then what else is due? So the 15th is Blink. This is like I think this is home security membership that or subscription that we have, and that one is due on the 15th, and that's $10. And then the next one will be here. So this one is actually the first paycheck budget. It's going to be on the lower side, and then on the higher side of expenses is going to be in the second paycheck budget, which means rent will be due in the second one, which also means that I need to carry over money from the first paycheck to the next one to make sure we cover the bigger expenses here. So I'm just going to work this way, fix expenses, regular expenses on both paycheck budgets, and then work my way down instead of one budget at a time, just because I want to know how much I need to move from one paycheck to the other to be able to cover our bigger expenses here. So I'm going to do cushion here, which is 150. And then, so the 18th, we have insurance. That's life insurance. That's due on the 18th, and that's 118. Netflix is 20 bucks. So we don't have TV or cable or anything. We just use streaming services. And I did a total earlier because it looked like we were subscribed to a lot, and we pay a total of $52 for our streaming services, which isn't too bad because I remember paying like ridiculously higher. It was like $150 for DirecTV, I think, that we canceled a long time ago. And anyway, so back to the budget. I'm getting sidetracked here. So life insurance, this one is for me. And then, internet on Capital. And we do have several bills also on certain cards. It's usually on my husband's credit cards. So internet is due on the 21st because that is when Capital One is due. So internet technically is at the end of the month, but we pay for it on the credit card. So that's why it's on there like that. And that's how I title the bill that way. So internet on Capital, just so I know to pay for it. And that was $85. That one went up $5 this year. And then we also got this year Peacock. I forgot for what show. I think it was for King of Queens. I don't remember, but there was a show that we were watching on there, and then we ended up just keeping it because we like the shows on there. My husband and I love movies. We love shows, and that's kind of like our little mini date night every night before bed. So, yeah. And then on the 22nd is Paramount. Right now, it's on. We're doing a free trial, and I think we're gonna keep it. I originally wanted it because when Hulu got rid of I Love Lucy, Paramount was the only one that had it. And we're also watching another TV series. We're watching a series on there that we really like. So I think we're going to end up keeping it. And this one's on Discover, actually. So Peacock that's on Capital. Paramount's on Discover. And this one will be due this month. My husband said we are going to keep it, and we're doing this is the only one that we're paying extra for to not have commercials or advertisements on it because it was ridiculously long. So we're paying a little bit extra, which we don't mind. We're working it in the budget, something that we love. So that's what we're doing. And then we also got Universal passes. So Universal Studios Hollywood because of Nintendo Land or Super Nintendo World. And we got this in May for in timing with my husband and my son's birthdays. And I think our first payment went in June. So we have it for a year, and we're doing the monthly payment for us four. So 22nd, this goes until the 31st. Oh, this one's weird. Oh, this one will have rent. There are some times where some paycheck budgets will have no rent on here, and then some will have like 2 rents because of just how the dates are with our paychecks. Since my husband doesn't get paid on set dates, it's just every other Friday, and then the dates will vary. So what is next after this is cell phone, which I've been saying for the past, I don't know, I would say months, a couple years now, that we want to change to Mint Mobile, but that hasn't happened. Disney Plus, that one, I'm gonna need another line. Ugh. So Disney Plus is due on the 27th. Sometimes it's 27, 28. I'm gonna put, it's $14.99, so it's $15. Disney Plus is the one that has like Hulu on there. We actually haven't been on Disney as often, but we just started this year. We are binge watching with our kiddos this summer all the Marvel movies. So starting from the beginning, we're not watching it in chronological order. We're doing it in like release date. So that's how we are watching it. And I need to add more lines because I do need to have one for it to carry over. Oh no, not this one. It'll be this one. Carry over to next budget. So 27th, and then what else is next? Mercury, which is our car insurance. That one, I'm going to put 30th. Why am I drawing a blank? Oh, it's 125. Oh, nope. Wish it was $15. It's 125. So I'm going to look ahead real quick in September. Actually, I don't need to. I just need to look at dates. So let's not get ahead of myself. I do want to plan out the rest of the year, though, September to December, because I need to get in control with my spending, and the best way to do that is to have a game plan. So I think I'm going to do, so the next paycheck budget here will be on the September, so it'll be the 1st, the 15th, and the 29th. Okay, no, this works out. Okay, so the first paycheck budget will be from the 1st to the 14th, and then the second one in September will be 15th to 28th, and then I'll start another budget in, okay, so I'm not going to do rent this budget period. However, I'm going to have to carry over to next budget. I need to for sure have $13.95 to maybe carry over to do for the next budget, because that's when rent will be due. Or if I should just pay for it this paycheck budget. Why am I just, maybe hopefully it'll clear by the 1st. If not, then it'll get carried over. Let's do that. So if not, I'll just edit it and we'll go from there. So $13.95 will go there. So starting balance, if everything goes according to plan, will be $150. Let's see. So these are all the bills here. Look at that compared to this paycheck budget here. So it looks like we have a leftover amount of $22.40 for the first paycheck budget, and then $5.58 left over in the second one. And I still haven't gone into our our variable expenses. So I'm gonna go into July and just maybe copy over some of these expenses. So our usual ones are these right here. Camping was seasonal, but we're done with the camping expenses. I paid all of that off already. And then let's go into August, and I'm just going to paste in here. So oh, that totally pasted wrong because I had things in different places. So let's just delete this. Let's delete this. Let's just delete all of this, and then this one will have giving. So this is what we're going to do for variable spending, and it looks like, oh, I'm like, why does it look like a lot? We spent a lot last month because of birthdays and events and just unexpected spontaneous trips and stuff, which I am not regretting. Maybe a little bit of buyer's remorse, but it's all for fun, and our budget could handle it. I would have loved to maybe save more, but I wasn't really running on a game plan. Instead, we were kind of spending from our sinking funds, and now that my sinking funds look like it's running low, I need to get back on track. So kids will be $50. I think I'm gonna budget more for household because we need some of the bigger stuff. I need to get Tide household products and stuff, so I'm going to keep that high. Fun and events, so I'm also kind of torn between fun and events. It's supposed to be for things like if we go out, maybe get ice cream or go to an arcade or go to the movies or something, but we've also been using that category for gifts, and we've been spending a lot on gifts this year. So I think I want to start, I told my husband I want to separate the fun from the events. So just so we can keep track of how much we're spending on gifts, because I feel like we've been spending a lot on gifts, and which we don't have a problem being generous with like gift giving. I just want to be able to track it so I can budget for it accordingly, and so I can save for it accordingly. I don't know if I'm going to start this month. I will put it on here just to remind myself for adding it to the budget. Put gifting, maybe so something I can do for sure for next year's budget. So it looks like $1,025. I was aiming for $900, but I'm going to keep it like this for now and then see where else we can cut. My husband actually hasn't been spending. Oh, why is mine at 100? You know what? It's because I was paying for credit card expenses, which I still haven't gone through to budget for. Oh my gosh. So let's see. I created this little kind of obsessively came up with this yesterday and wanted to finish it because I was doing, for credit card expenses, I was just making boxes within our budget here to kind of keep up with the credit card, because we want to use it not only to get the points, but to make sure we're using our credit cards to kind of keep our credit scores up. And mine has been going up, 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 which I've been really happy about. Finally reached the 800 club for credit scores. So I'll probably get into that in another video. But I'm really happy about that. But anyways, I've been using this system right here, and I just didn't like having to copy and paste to the next one. So instead, for tracking purposes and just so at the end of the year we know how much we spent on each card. Why can't I scroll? I made this. So this is just going to be a running total. This goes all the way down. I mean, I could add more rows, but the point of this is to make sure I get all of my spending on the credit cards on here so that I know to account for them, because I find that I've been spending a little bit blindly on here and I need to get back on track. So what I need to do is look through what my spending is. So I'm going to highlight. I did buy a laptop for myself. My MacBook did give up, and I decided next laptop not going to be a MacBook. Nothing against like Apple or anything. I've had that since 2018, I think. So I've had it for a few years. The battery just gave out, and I was going to spend money to replace the battery, but it was going to be like $600 to do it. And my husband was like, why don't you just buy another laptop? So we started looking around for it, and it ended up with one that was on sale that I really loved. And yeah, so what else before I get carried away? What else is mine? So that's mine. This one is mine. I'm going to highlight just so I know how much to budget for myself to pay for these, because I want to pay for these next budget period, because I want to, or for the next month, because I want to make sure we zero out all of our credit cards. And I think that's it. And then my husband's all paid off. Mostly for me is what I'm worried about. For food, I think we've been good at like trying to keep it within budget with how we normally do. So for myself, I'm going to put 150 here, and then maybe 150 here. So 1075, maybe I can pay for it this budget period, because we still have 1165 to budget for, which I'm going to need $516. I'm going to put 550 here to roll over here. So I'm going to do 550 here. So now it's at a plus instead of a minus. So I have 615 left. Maybe I can just, what we've been doing, so instead of saving, we've been just kind of working things into the budget. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to have to run this by my husband, because we'll see what he says. So now I'm minus 44. Let's just reduce this back to 50, which should still be okay, which puts me back at a positive $15. Let's increase. What do I need to increase? My husband doesn't really spend, so I'm going to put his back to 50. He does have money in the savings account, so if he does spend, he just bought shoes recently. We just use the savings account for that. Let's see. So 65 left over. We do want to get shoes for the boys. That's all they need for school. Thankfully, our PTA provides school supplies for them, so we don't have to worry about that. I don't think we have to worry about clothes for them either. So it's really just shoes that they've outgrown, and just their feet just grow like crazy. So let's put, looks like we're not gonna have any savings. I think I'm gonna need money for this to pay for the card. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do for this paycheck budget. If we happen to have more money come our way, then it'll get put into savings. There's a lot of, as you guys can see with our credit cards expenses, lots to be paid for, which we'll be using our sinking funds to pay for. I think we need to take a break with spending, with credit card spending, is just because this looks crazy to look at. But anyways, so for the next paycheck budget, I just have $83 left to budget for. Maybe that can go into savings, and if it does, it'll go into emergency savings, because we're building that back up after using it this year. And I think that's it. So that is all for now. I think this video was just crazy long. I'm sorry for the ramble. It kind of helps to talk through some of these things. And yeah, so that is it for our August budget. I totally forgot to put the goals on here. I do have it on a piece of paper right in front of me, very messily. So I'm going to add our goals really quickly. And I want to change this because I want to put check boxes here. I don't know why I just didn't. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Insert. If you bought one of my paycheck budgets and you're watching, or my system, let me know if you use this or if this is helpful. I've been lagging on getting a survey out to those who have purchased my spreadsheets because I just want to know how it's working. Oh, that totally didn't work. Because I want to know if there's any changes that need to be made. Because I want to upgrade it. And for those of you who have already bought it, will get the free upgrade. It'll just be the same link. So whatever changes I do to it, or if you don't want the changes, I don't know. So kind of working out the logistics or the, the things that I need to do for my spreadsheets. And it'll still be the same price. I don't plan. Oh my God, what am I doing here? Don't need to do that. I don't plan to increase the price. I believe it's still $12.99 or $12.95, something, 12 something. I should know this because it's on my shop, right? But anyways, I want to upgrade it. I'm taking a Google Sheets course right now to figure out how I want what's in my head to come to life here using formulas to make life easier with budgeting. So that is the goal. But for August, try to keep it simple and not do too much. I do need to cancel something, so cancel Barnes & Noble because the guy at the register was really convincing on signing up for membership, and I thought I would go back, but we end up really just renting or going to a library to get books and buying through our book fairs. So I need to cancel Barnes & Noble before they charge me. Barnes & Noble as well as Kindle. My Kindle Unlimited, I just realized I did the free trial, I thought, but it didn't, and it charged me for the membership. It's $11.99. Because whatever books I wanted to read actually I have to pay for anyways, so I don't need the $11.99, which can go towards something else. What else is on my? I need to update our annual budget because I have not really done anything on there. And I remember last year, I think I waited until the end of the year to update the whole thing, and I spent hours on it, and I don't want to do that this year. And then the other one is to create savings plan for the rest of the year. Which means to also budget for the rest of the year. Because I can't create a game plan unless I know how much we can budget for. So this is going to be top priority, just really getting on a game plan. And yeah, because I'm really kicking myself in the butt for all the spending that we've been doing. Just need to get it together. And yeah, so anyways, that pretty much is it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful or inspired you to get back on track if you are feeling like a hot mess right now, like I am with my budget. So anyways, before I keep rambling on, thank you guys so much for watching, especially for watching till the end, and I will see you in my next video. Have a good one, guys. Bye.